Sequel 1. The Unexpected Teacher. It was a bright Saturday morning when Richard Cole, a billionaire real estate mogul, returned home early from a business trip. The sprawling mansion was usually filled with tutors and nannies attending to his daughter Emily, but that day he heard laughter and the sound of someone reading aloud in the backyard. Curious, Richard walked toward the sound. To his surprise, he found Emily sitting cross-legged on the grass, listening intently to a young black girl who looked no older than 16. Her clothes were tattered and her shoes had holes, but her voice was steady, confident, and intelligent. Richard's first instinct was anger. "Who are you? What are you doing on my property?" he barked. The girl stood nervously, clutching a worn book. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean any harm. I was just teaching Emily some math. She asked for help when I passed by." Richard couldn't believe it. A homeless girl teaching his daughter? He was about to call security until Emily interrupted. "Dad, wait! She's amazing. She explains better than any tutor you've ever hired." Richard froze. There was something about the girl's quiet dignity that made him pause. Sequel 2. The Revelation. The girl introduced herself as Ava Johnson. She explained that she lived in a nearby shelter with her mother, who worked double shifts to make ends meet. Despite their struggles, Ava loved books and often studied outside libraries when she couldn't afford entry to prep classes. Richard was skeptical. "You expect me to believe you can teach better than Ivy League graduates?" Ava didn't flinch. Instead, she picked up a stick and began solving complex equations on the ground, explaining each step so simply that even Richard understood immediately. Emily clapped with excitement. "See, Dad? She makes learning fun." Richard was stunned. He had always believed money could buy the best education, the best tutors, the best of everything. But here was a homeless teenager, outshining all of them with nothing but her brilliance and passion. For the first time in years, he felt humbled. Sequel 3. The Test. Instead of chasing her away, Richard offered Ava a test. "Tomorrow I want you to come back. I'll have a few of Emily's tutors here. If you can outperform them, I'll make sure you never have to worry about food or shelter again." The next day, Ava arrived at the mansion in the same worn-out clothes. The tutors scoffed when they saw her, but Richard remained silent, waiting to see the truth. One by one, the tutors failed to hold Emily's attention, but when Ava's turn came, she turned lessons into stories, games, and songs. Emily's eyes lit up, and even Richard found himself captivated. At the end, Emily hugged Ava tightly. "Dad, please let her stay. She's not just teaching me, she's inspiring me." The tutors left embarrassed. Richard realized he was witnessing something rare, a gift that couldn't be bought. Sequel 4. The Transformation. Richard kept his promise. He arranged for Ava and her mother to move into a safe apartment, paid for Ava's education, and even hired her as Emily's personal mentor. Months later, Ava earned a scholarship to one of the most prestigious schools in the country. At a charity gala, Richard proudly introduced her to his wealthy peers, not as the homeless girl, but as the young woman who reminded him that true brilliance can come from the most unexpected places. The crowd was stunned, whispering among themselves as Ava gave a short speech. "I may not have had money or privilege, but I had determination. And sometimes, all it takes is for one person to believe in you to change your entire life." Tears filled Emily's eyes as she hugged her friend. Richard, once blinded by wealth, now understood the real value of humanity, compassion, and potential. And that night, everyone in the room was left speechless.